I was sitting here and I was just thinking about it. I said, yo, that's definitely the longest sample you have ever taken and actually used. It's 8 bars, just like we were saying about the
The jump off.
the, when you count the bars, it's 4 beats to a bar. It's like 8 bars. That's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Mm.
Definitely the longest sample I've ever used that came out. It worked. What a lot of people don't know about that beat is the concept for that beat, the I Love You More. I presented that towards the end of the making of the Ready to Die.
Oh
But
wow.
Puff, he wasn't ready for it yet. He's like, nah. I guess because the first album, it was trying to make like a real rugged street statement. The only, like, if you want to call it that, radio slash commercial type song that was on, well, two on Ready to Die was Big Papa and Juicy.
Mm, mm, mm.
You know, the Juicy Fruit and Between the Sheets.
Hmm.
The rest, everything on that album is rugged. It's not trying for radio. It's not trying for club. So on the second album, I remember I submitted anywhere from 70 to 80 beats and Puff turned them all down.
Wow.
It's just because I was still coming with that raw, with that hard. I thought that's what you wanted to do. He was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? We trying to go for like more radio, club. And so that's when I brought it back up to him. I said, yo, remember when we was making Ready to Die? Remember the I Love You More to Renee and Angela? I said, that could fit. He said, yeah, we'll hook it up. And I did. And then also I submitted the Going Back to Cali beat. And those were my only two on that album. That, and also from earlier what I told you about, you know, with the Flavor in the Year credit, I think a lot of all of those are the reasons why I played a smaller role on the second album. It's okay though, it's all right. That which I've done has been well received over the years, and as far as it looks like to me, it's going down in history for the end of time. It's good. It's all right. Even
Yeah,
though I didn't play a bigger role, that which I did do is going down in history.
that's a fact. I found it strange that you played only you only had 2 songs on this album. Bearing in mind, right, the first album project to come off Ready to Die, sorry, not Ready to Die, Bad Boy, was it was either Craig's Max single or the album. I think Craig Max Flavor in Your Hair was the first project to come out on Bad Boy,
Yeah,
and then Ready to Die was the first album to come out. Both of which you both
yeah, you're right. My joint Flavor in Your Ears will open that label up.
yeah. So you played a substantial role in like defining the sound of Bad Boy. That's what people were introduced to. So it just seems a bit. I guess the word is ironic or maybe just weird that you really had 2 singles on this album. But I guess you've explained it for the 2 reasons. Number one, he wanted a more pop sounding type of album, and number two, the situation you explained about the management situation and joining the Hitmen like a couple of hours before. So that
Yeah,
yeah, so
people change direction. So if that's the way you want to go, cool.
was you part of the session for I
I
love the
I showed up to track the 2 beats for going back to Cali, and I love the dough. And Biggie had stopped by with Jay Z for a while, and then he told me that he was going to step out and that they would be right back. But I waited till about 2 o'clock in the morning. They took too long to come back, so I had something else to do the next day. So I left, but that was the last time I saw it.
Oh
They
wow.
actually, those two records, going back to Cali and I Love the Dough, they actually mixed those records without me.
Oh
And
wow.
Big and Jim recorded their vocals, and Angela Winbush coming in to re-sing the hook over. Um, the vocoder on the going back to Cali.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't get to see none of that. It just finished it without me.
Oh wow. And like I
I
imagine
didn't
that
even
it.
get to, I didn't even get to mix it, and I was always. It was important for me to mix all my records, and people wanted me to mix my records because I gave it a certain touch, especially with my drops, and then with the way me and the engineer would make sure we would EQ the songs. But for some reason, these two songs, they just moved on. I heard them and I was like, all right, cool.
So you wasn't able to do the session with Angela as well.
No, I never saw Jay Z spit his verse with Biggie, Angela Winbush. I ain't see or experienced none of that. No.
Damn. Damn. EJ, you got a question?
Yeah, quick question. I know you said you weren't present for the mixing, but do you know who it was that mixed going back to Cali? Because a lot of my friends and cohorts, we just talk about how that song just knocks so crazy. Like we
Oh,
know
yeah.
the Zappa Roger, but those drums just hit so crazy.
I don't know exactly who mixed it, but I do know that it was tracked at Daddy's house
Daddy's house. Okay.
over there on
Oh,
44th, 45th Street over there in Manhattan. It was tracked at Daddy's house. I can't say that I remember where it was mixed, but I wasn't there. I wasn't present to witness it anyway. But the mixes, yeah, I'm happy with them.
I always found that name peculiar. The Daddy's house. I don't know, but anyway, uh, Daddy's house. Where we go? We're going to Daddy's house. All
right.
right.
Merle just put in the chat. He said Michael Patterson. I might actually follow Michael Patterson. Actually, I have another quick. I guess it's for everybody. You just interviewed Brian Morgan last week. And I'm sure I missed that one, but I'm sure you talked about when him and SVV kind of split ways and how they just kind of wanted to get away from the original sauce. So I'm thinking about how you were just saying he kind of really launched Bad Boy with his sound. So it's just crazy how they're just how that's a common thing how people will veer off from the sauce that gets them there and doesn't always do the same. Because I mean, Bad Boy did great, but they never got another Biggie or anybody to that magnitude. So I wonder if there's something there. Got to
Like
treat
I
right.
said,
Treat the producers right.
people change direction. Your music changes, and then there's a lot of times people trying to keep up with the changes. Um, Me, I don't run around trying to keep up with changes. I got a certain integrity, a certain thing that I feel about music that I want to achieve. And if it's not that, I'm not interested.
mm.
If that pulls me off the charts, if that makes me unpopular, I still don't care.
So we,
I like to do what's pleasing to my heart and to my soul that I feel like, you know, will mean something, leaving it behind. If you notice within the last 10, 15 years or whatever, I'm not running around jumping, trying to be trendy.
mm.
trying to what's the word? Cookie cut.
Cookie cut. Oh, that's a new one. I ain't heard that.
Well, I don't really care about that. With me, it's about the jazz, the funk, and the soul, and it always will be.
Mm.
And if it ain't that, I almost don't want to be involved.
You'll stay true to you. That's important. That's what produces authentic music. You're staying true to yourself. But when you're trying to like fit in with what's going on now, trying to get a song that's trending on TikTok, like it doesn't. It's not organic. It doesn't resonate the same way.
I'm not knocking anybody else per se. I'm talking about me. That's my roots. That's what I want to stay true and close to.
That's what I'm saying. Generally, what I'm trying to say is,
I lose
sorry, go ahead.
money. I lose money by being that way, by being this way. But money ain't always everything.
That's integrity right there.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
I'm losing money by being the way that I am. I could just run out and just copy and do anything, jump on anybody's bandwagon. But it don't make me, my heart, it don't make my soul. Please. I got to do what makes me happy. I got to do what I feel like is something I could feel good about. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to leave behind or add to my discography. I'm sorry, I'm not that one. I ain't the one. You can't just get me to just do anything. Not the one.
I feel you on that, man. Definitely feel you on that.
If it makes me unpopular, so be it.
It is what it is. I want to ask you about something, quickly about something, right? There's always it's still a thing now. People always say, right, if Biggie was still here, there would be no Jay-Z. I've never understood that sentiment, because when Biggie was here, Jay-Z was here too. He had the reasonable doubt. Like, he really established his mark. So I'm just curious, just what your opinion, where do you think that sentiment comes from? If you were to speculate.
I don't know, but I know this: if Big was still alive, who knows if we can even be able to be sure musically where Big would be at. We don't know what he would have experimented with. We don't know how far else he would have traveled or ventured out. I think we got a small piece of that to see, like when he changed up his flow and he did the joint with Bone Thugs. That might have been a small peek into, where he was about to take it, whatever else that he wanted to, try and experiment.
I guess we'll never know for sure, man. Rest in peace, Notorious B.I.G. Of course, rest in peace, Tupac, man. Okay, so we've got two more songs, guys. Two more songs.